Have you ever checked the pennies sitting in your pocket, your piggy bank, or that old jar collecting dust on a shelf? Most people see pennies as nothing more than loose change, coins that are often ignored, dropped, or forgotten. But what if I told you that one ordinary looking penny could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even attract worldwide attention among collectors? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic history, a coin surrounded by confusion, rare varieties, collector excitement, and incredible value discoveries. If you're a coin hunter, a collector, or simply someone curious about hidden treasures, stay with me until the end, because this coin has surprised experts and everyday people alike. Welcome back to Numis Nerd, the channel where we uncover the stories, mysteries, and values behind the world's most interesting coins. 1982 Lincoln Penny. The year 1982 was a turning point in the history of the Lincoln cent. At first glance, a 1982 penny may look exactly like any other Lincoln cent you find in circulation. Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait appears on the front, while the Lincoln Memorial is displayed on the reverse. Millions of these coins were produced, and countless examples still circulate today. Because of this, many people assume every 1982 penny is common and practically worthless beyond its face value. However, the reality is far more interesting. The United States Mint faced a major challenge in the early 1980s. Rising metal prices made it increasingly expensive to produce pennies using the traditional bronze composition. For decades, Lincoln cents had been struck primarily from copper-based alloys. As copper prices increased, the government realized that producing pennies in the old composition was becoming financially unsustainable. To solve this problem, the mint decided to transition to a new composition that used a zinc core covered with a thin copper plating. This change may sound simple, but it created one of the most complex and collectible years in Lincoln cent history. During 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were produced. In addition, different mints struck coins with different date styles. As a result, collectors ended up with multiple varieties from a single year, turning the 1982 Lincoln cent into a fascinating treasure hunt. One of the first things collectors learn about the 1982 penny is that there are several major varieties. Some were struck on the older copper planchets, while others were struck on the newer zinc planchets. The easiest way to tell them apart is by weight. Copper cents weigh approximately 3.11 grams, while zinc cents weigh approximately 2.5 grams. A small digital scale can therefore become one of the most valuable tools in a collector's arsenal, but composition is only part of the story. During 1982, the date design itself also changed. Some pennies feature what collectors call a large date, while others display a small date. At first glance, the differences appear subtle, but experienced collectors can identify them by examining the shape and position of the numbers. The small date variety has distinct characteristics that make it highly desirable when combined with certain compositions. The most famous and valuable variety from 1982 is the 1982D small date copper cent. This coin has become legendary in the numismatic world. For many years, collectors believed that no Denver Mint small date cents had been struck on copper planchets. The assumption was that all Denver small date examples were produced only on the new zinc composition. Then, a remarkable discovery changed everything. A rare 1982 D small date penny was found weighing approximately 3.1 grams, indicating that it had been struck on a copper planchet rather than zinc. The discovery shocked the collecting community because it represented a combination that many experts believed should not exist. Authentication and verification confirmed the coin's significance, instantly transforming it into one of the most talked about Lincoln cents ever discovered. As news spread, collectors everywhere began searching through rolls of pennies, old collections, and forgotten coin jars. Suddenly, ordinary change became a potential treasure chest. The possibility of finding a rare transitional error captured the imagination of coin enthusiasts across the country. The value of a genuine 1982D small date copper cent can be extraordinary. Depending on condition, authentication, and market demand, examples have been valued at thousands of dollars. High-grade specimens have generated tremendous excitement whenever they appear for sale. While finding one remains extremely unlikely, The possibility continues to inspire searches decades after the coin's production. Of course, not every 1982 penny is worth a fortune. Most examples found in circulation carry values close to face value. Some uncirculated pieces may sell for modest premiums, while common varieties are typically collected as part of complete Lincoln cent sets. This is why proper identification is so important. Understanding the differences between date styles, mint marks, and compositions can mean the difference between overlooking a rare treasure and recognizing a valuable find. Another reason collectors love the 1982 Lincoln cent is that it represents a historical moment in American coinage. The transition from copper to zinc marked the end of an era. For decades, Americans had carried copper-based cents in their pockets. The 1982 change symbolized the economic realities of modern coin production and demonstrated how rising metal costs can influence the nation's currency. Many beginners start their coin collecting journey with Lincoln cents because they are accessible, affordable, and full of fascinating varieties. The 1982 issues perfectly illustrate why. What appears to be a simple penny can actually contain a complex story involving metallurgy, mint production decisions, rare varieties, and potentially significant value. When examining a 1982 penny, collectors should first look for the mint mark. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, while those bearing a D were struck in Denver. Next, determine whether the date is large date or small date. Finally, weigh the coin to identify whether it is copper or zinc. Combining these characteristics allows collectors to classify the coin accurately and determine whether further research is warranted. Even today, stories continue to emerge about people discovering unusual coins in old collections inherited from family members. A forgotten penny tucked away in a drawer for decades can suddenly become the focus of intense collector interest. That possibility is part of what makes numismatics so exciting. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story turns out to be worth much more than anyone expected. As collectors continue searching, the legend of the 1982 Lincoln penny only grows stronger. It serves as a reminder that valuable coins are not always ancient gold pieces or rare silver dollars. Sometimes they are humble pennies that millions of people overlooked for years. This next time you receive change at a store, take a closer look. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed learning about the remarkable 1982 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe to Numis Nerd, leave a comment about your best coin find, and keep checking your pocket change because the next great discovery could be waiting for you right now. Have you ever checked the pennies sitting in your pocket, your coin jar, or that old collection hidden away in a drawer? Most people ignore these tiny coins every day, but what if one of them could be worth a fortune? Imagine finding a Lincoln penny that collectors are willing to pay thousands or even millions of dollars for. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about modern Lincoln cents, the 2011 D Lincoln penny, and the incredible story behind rare double-dated coins that have captured the attention of collectors across America. Welcome back to USA World Coin, where we uncover hidden treasures that might be closer than you think. 2011 D Lincoln penny. The year 2011 marked an important period for the United States Mint. Millions of Lincoln pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. Most of these coins entered circulation and continue to be used today. Because of their large mintage numbers, a normal 2011 D Lincoln penny is generally worth only 1 cent in circulated condition. Even in uncirculated condition, many examples sell for just a few dollars. However, things become much more interesting when collectors begin examining these coins closely. Over the years, rumors and stories have spread online claiming that certain 2011 D pennies are worth massive amounts of money. Some videos and social media posts have suggested values reaching into the millions of dollars. These claims often stem from confusion surrounding rare minting errors, doubled designs, and special varieties that can dramatically increase a coin's value. One of the biggest topics of discussion involves so-called double-dated coins. A double date occurs when the date on a coin appears doubled, either because of a die error, a striking issue, or another minting anomaly. Collectors are always searching for these unusual varieties because genuine examples can be rare and valuable. During the minting process, dies are used to strike designs onto blank metal planchets. If something goes wrong during die production or the striking process, unusual features may appear on the finished coin. In some cases, parts of the design can look doubled. When this doubling affects the date, collectors immediately take notice because date varieties are among the most popular and sought-after coin errors. For the 2011 D Lincoln penny, some collectors have reported examples showing signs of doubling around the date, lettering, or other design elements. However, not all doubling is created equal. Many coins display machine doubling, which occurs during the striking process and generally adds little value. True double die varieties, on the other hand, are much rarer and can command significant premiums depending on their visibility and rarity. This distinction is extremely important. A collector who discovers genuine double die characteristics may possess a coin worth far more than face value. However, a coin showing only minor machine doubling is unlikely to attract major interest from serious collectors. That's why proper identification is essential before assuming a coin is rare. When examining a 2011 D Lincoln penny, experts recommend using magnification and good lighting. Look carefully at the date, the word Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and other design features. Strong, clear doubling that appears as part of the die itself may indicate a collectible variety. Weak or shelf-like doubling usually points to machine doubling instead. Condition also plays a huge role in determining value. A rare variety found in heavily worn condition may still be desirable, but a pristine, uncirculated example will often command a much higher price. Coins that retain their original mint luster and show little to no wear are especially attractive to collectors. Another factor that influences value is certification. Professional grading services authenticate coins, assign grades, and identify recognized varieties. Having a potentially rare 2011 D penny examined by experts can provide confidence to buyers and sellers alike. Certified coins often perform better in the marketplace because their authenticity and condition have been independently verified. Now let's address the exciting question many viewers are asking. Can a 2011 D Lincoln penny really be worth millions of dollars? The answer is that ordinary 2011 D pennies are not worth millions. Most remain common circulation coins with minimal value beyond face value. However, truly extraordinary mint errors, unique varieties, or one-of-a-kind discoveries can attract substantial attention and significant offers from collectors. While million-dollar headlines generate excitement, they often represent exceptional circumstances rather than typical examples found in circulation. Still, history has shown that rare coins can achieve astonishing prices. Unique errors, famous varieties, and coins with remarkable stories have sold for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars at major auctions. This possibility is what keeps collectors searching through rolls of pennies every day. The next valuable discovery could be hiding in plain sight. The popularity of Lincoln cents makes them one of the most actively collected coin series in America. From the famous 1909 VDB to modern era coins, collectors enjoy the challenge of finding elusive varieties. The 2011 D penny has become part of this ongoing hunt, encouraging people to inspect their change more carefully than ever before. If you own a 2011 D Lincoln penny, don't rush to spend it before taking a closer look. Examine the date, search for unusual doubling, inspect the surfaces for striking errors, and compare your coin with known varieties. Even if your coin turns out to be a common example, the process of learning about coin collecting can be rewarding and educational. Remember, every great coin discovery starts with curiosity. The most valuable finds are often made by ordinary people who took a moment to look more closely at the coins passing through their hands. Whether you're an experienced collector or just beginning your journey, the world of Lincoln pennies is filled with fascinating stories, hidden varieties, and the thrill of possibility. So before you overlook that small copper-colored coin, give it another glance. Your next penny might not be worth millions, but it could be the start of an exciting collecting adventure. And who knows, somewhere out there, a rare 2011 D Lincoln penny may still be waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for USA World Coin. We bring you the latest coin discoveries, rare error coins, hidden treasures, and valuable collectibles from across the United States. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting.